guys, welcome to Monica's Pod. My name is Monica and today I'm very excited. Why? Because we are on the couch, seated, waiting to have a conversation. I promised you amazing conversations and I'm joined by an amazing person. But before that, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being on there, cheering me on. It's not easy to do this, but we're going on. We're doing well. Yeah. And we keep improving for you guys. But most importantly is to give you a good conversation. So I'm joined by someone who's very special to me. My first guest is very special because she's my best friend. Yay! Welcome. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Oh,
I'm so proud of you. I know I've said that today so many times, but I'm so proud of you.
Yo.
This is good.
Yeah.
Job. Good job.
Thank you.
Guys, please make sure you subscribe to Monica's Pod on YouTube.
Yes.
And follow her on all socials.
All over.
Yeah,
but welcome. Oh my God, you look so
Thank
gorgeous.
you.
Let's
You
start
too.
there.
You
Are you
too.
wearing yourself?
Yes, I am.
Tell us about that.
Well, my name is Faith Mbugi and I am a fashion designer. Seamstress too, because I do the tailoring myself most times. And I'm wearing House of Shighi. My clothing brand is called House of Shighi. It's a female-oriented, made-to-measure clothing brand, as people call it, customized. And yeah, I love fashion. I hope you can tell that I do love fashion. Yes,
Yo,
and
crisp. I love it.
yeah, that's what I do. I believe fashion is a way to express yourself, self-expression, and at some point it's like an identity. That's how I like to see fashion, as an identity and a way to self-express. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's deep. Like,
Yeah.
fashion is self-expression. And I can tell that because I'm wearing House of Shighi.
Yes, this was a nice surprise. I didn't know she would, but she has, especially this piece.
Yes.
I think other pieces,
Yeah.
but not
This
this
piece,
one. And
yeah.
I'm happy to see.
This was a
rocking
special
me.
piece and I loved it.
Yeah.
Simple, but it just gives.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. It's amazing. Before we jump into our conversation, tell me something about what you're looking at. You know, I know House of Shighi started as just a thought and you were like, you know what, I want to do this bigger. How is that vision looking like for you? Because I know we'll flash here, you know, some outfits you've done and I know people are watching, but what does that look like for anyone who's listening?
Okay. So I'd say, to be honest, guys, to be honest, I am fully doing this at the start of 2025 is when I decided, let me go fully fashion, because employment has been distracting and it's been more of a hobby. But now I'm trying to do it as a creative pursuit.
Yeah.
So I hope that this year, the work I'm gonna put in, I'm trying to put myself out there, that people get to know there's a brand called House of Shighi.
Yeah.
And then maybe from there is when, once people get to know about us, about me and the brand, then we can grow from there.
Yeah.
Because I do know that I do have pieces that I feel like the women are gonna love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And change the aesthetic in the fashion industry. I do love, guys, don't get me wrong, I do love the rich anti-aesthetic. I do love the modest looks that people are warming up to. But I do feel like there's a niche that's missing, different pieces.
Yeah.
And
That's where you're gonna hit
That's
the
when I'm
nail.
gonna come in.
Okay. I see that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to wear that because I'm very, you know, I don't like to explore so much. But with you as my best friend, I'd be willing to do it because I know you. You'll make me get out of my comfort zone in that way. So you're gonna see me in House of Shighi like all day, every day, every episode.
I'm so sorry to all the brands that will check. Please approach her. But also Mjue too. I will be dressing. House of Shighi will be dressing Monica, for Monica's Pod.
Absolutely. thank you for coming.
Thank you
Thank you
for
for
hosting.
agreeing to come. Let's start there because
Oh yeah. Oh,
it was a struggle, eh?
Yeah.
But okay, let's finish on House of Shighi. Will put up all the socials. Please follow her,
Yeah.
like her content, and more than that, actually get to know her as a person. Honestly, that's the reason she's here, so that you get to know and understand her. Maybe through that you'll get to know why her brand is what it is. That personality bit, she brings it out so well. So
Yeah.
welcome here.
Thank you for hosting.
Today, I want you to help me talk about something that's very close to me. I have 3 segments in my podcast, and today I want to focus on one, which is feminine fire.
Oh.
I looked around, I thought about someone who'd bring out a feminine fire conversation, and the only person who came in mind was you.
Ooh, that's a lot of pressure, you guys. But I see how she would say I'm the person.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna live up to what she
You
thought
will.
I'm gonna deliver.
You will.
I will see.
Yeah, because we always have these conversations as, best friends.
Yeah.
So it's the usual.
Yeah.
Forget about the cameras and setup.
Like,
Let's do the conversations we do on WhatsApp every other day. We call each other and you're like, no, but I feel like this.
yeah.
But I feel like this. And then you're like, actually, okay. So
Okay.
So let's start with this. I sent you a video. It was all about feminine and masculine.
Yeah.
And the video, the lady was saying that her background, where she grew up, it affected her femininity and, the way she shows up to the world in a way that she shows up in a masculine way that feminine women don't really get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that two piece to it.
Yeah.
So maybe bring it out to us. How does that look like to you? Feminine, masculine. I know you watched that video, so help me bring it out in a good way. How did you think about it?
Okay. Can I give them context?
Yes,
to the video?
please.
So the video was talking about a lady who grew up in a matriarchal setting, a single mom, and she's ended up being so bold and, confident and hyper independent and all those things. And she was saying she's realizing that she's struggling in her relationship because now she's in a relationship with a man and she's never seen that growing up, and she's wondering what to do.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And she was asking, should I be doing this to be feminine, and what should I be doing this and that?
Yeah.
And guys, actually, I think different. As much as people find me feminine,
I do, like 100%.
yeah, people find me feminine, and I actually admire how the hyper independent, the masculine. I'm doing the quotes because I don't think it's a bad thing, as people sometimes make it look like it is. Because what feminine because people have made feminine look like soft-spoken, agreeable. You're not combative as a woman. You're not asking questions or questioning. They just find you so soft-spoken.
Yeah,
and
right.
you're in your feels all the time and you let everything flow. And yes, at some point, the femininity lets everything flow. Let things come to you. You don't have to pursue and solutions and all those things. But at the same time, I've seen how the masculine, to me, the masculine is the bold women, the independent women, the women who go for what they want. Most times they're, the solutions here and there.
Yeah.
And I find that admirable. I don't find that as something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the context you've brought.
Yeah.
Good way to bring it out, because that's entirely how the conversation is supposed to go.
Yeah.
Because I'll put myself in there and say, I've always juggled that. And you know that.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to feminine, masculine, I've listened to a lot of feminine content.
Yeah.
But some of it, I'm just like, nah.
Yeah.
So I like what you said.
Yeah.
Like, people think that feminine is the flow and all that. But there has to be a balance.
Yeah. Oh,
Now,
100%.
Let's go deeper. Maybe explore in your thoughts. What do you think about that balance and how to show up? listen, I go to work. When I go to work, I can't be all feminine and be flowy. I have to make decisions, especially if you're a manager. Someone will come in and you need to make a decision there and then. Sometimes you have to do things like you're doing 5 things at the same time. With a feminine attitude of laid back, you can't do it in a good way. Maybe bring that out to us. How do you feel about that? What does balance look like to you? And then also in terms of a relationship, what does that balance look like?
Oh, how am I gonna put that out? So to me, I think the balance would be as a feminine woman, because I think we should just be women. Let's just be women.
Forget about feminine and masculine.
But at the same time, I do realize as a feminine woman, most times you tend to feel things, you tend to be intuitive. You know, as a masculine woman, they'd probably question and they'd be like, why is this the way it is? Can you explain to me? I need a solution. Can you fix it? But what people find feminine, instead of the one who's asking, what's this? Fix it. I need it. The feminine would it's like a positive,
like go inward.
Or if I'm questioning you positively. It's I need it to come from you. I will just ask questions and push and be like, why do you think you did
I
this
see.
and that?
I see
Why
what
did you.
Oh my days.
I'm not coming to you like, what's this? Fix it. It's wrong in this way. This is the solution. You know?
Yes.
I think a feminine woman would question in a positive way. Just so the more I question, the more you're probably thinking, okay, I see what you mean. Oh yeah, this is where I went wrong. This is what needs fixing. And then it looks like you are the one who's come up with the solution and not me. All I did was just question positively. I
like that. And you see why she's my best friend, guys? Because she helps me with that understanding. Because, you know, as we grow up, I think for me, I have authentic, bold conversations. You know, my first core pillar is authenticity. And in that journey of authenticity, I think it was more like finding yourself and your self-discovery and understanding the behaviors that are triggers and others that are really good, you're okay with and all that. So that came with also understanding that in relationships, I could show up just like what you say. Like, you're gonna fix that bulb. If you don't, I'll fix it.
And I think because sometimes also I do not like the way sometimes people make it look like being feminine is waiting for a man to come and he's your knight in shining armor and he's your savior. And, oh my God, I'm so helpless. And that's what makes you feminine. I don't think that's it. Because I have my issues with the femininity, because now as a person, as a lady who's grown up with a custodial background, both parents.
You're already feminine in that way.
But at some point, I tend to disagree with the Lemme. You can be submissive. There's a way a woman is submissive in a relationship. There's that part. But it's the way sometimes our culture makes it look like I need to make it all about him.
Right.
And I do, and that's what to them femininity is. So I tend
make
to
him dinner.
Make him dinner or
serve the man.
Kunyenyekea. I don't know, how would they say kunyenyekea? Like just being not humble, but it's like soft spoken. But I tend to think that at some point forces you to abandon self and cater to the man. And I don't think that's feminine,
that's not femininity.
As a feminine woman, you need to pour into yourself. So now you can pour into the people around you. And now it's nurturing in that way. Because
I like that. You're making a lot of sense. That makes me want to ask. So what kind of feminine content did you used to listen to? And then now I know, even though you listen to feminine content,
Yeah.
I feel like we already have a stand. We've already seen the both worlds, so we
Yeah.
know what we want. And I feel
Yeah.
at our age, we've already gone through so much.
Yeah.
We already know what we stand for. But what are some of the things you listened to that, you know, you could pick up and you're like, okay, this feminine content relate, this one don't relate? Yeah. Do you have any?
I'd have maybe instances where, say for example, my dad would come home from work and he just gets in and probably ametoa tu viatu, like he just removed his shoes, and I'd go on and, Dad, there's not this in the house and this and this.
Yeah.
We didn't get to eat this. You were supposed to bring this. Someone came and he said
Problems.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And one time I think my dad had a long day at work and he was like, Faith, you can't be handling men like that.
Oh.
And I was like, what's that supposed to mean?
Okay.
And I think he was so frustrated, or rather I came with so much.
Okay.
And he had a moment where he was like, no, you won't be a good wife when you do that.
Okay.
And eventually, maybe 3-4 days later, a week later, because I was in my feelings, I was like, why would Dad say I'm not? I'll never be a good wife.
That's my dad. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And now when he said that is when now it came back to us, like, I didn't like the way you told me that because I tend to think I'll be a good wife.
Okay.
So tell me what you meant by that.
Okay.
And so he told me, you know, as a man, sometimes you've had a long day, there's so much we're supposed to provide, and we show up in so many ways out there. We're fighting the world.
Oh, yes.
When I'm coming back home,
I want peace. I don't want problems.
Every day, no.
Yeah.
He wants peace. And so I knew, okay, yes, I do have the issues that I need to address.
Yeah.
But maybe I need to give him time.
Okay, yeah.
And then I'll chime in. Maybe when I'm serving him his food, he'll be like, Dad, okay, now this guy came during the day.
Yeah.
This one needs this. My brother needs this. I need this. The kitchen needs this.
Wow. I love that, you know.
Yeah.
Let me say this, and this is now just being vulnerable on the podcast, which I didn't intend to, but it's great for our audience. That the reason why we relate that well is because sometimes you come in with such, and then I come in with the other side, and then we're like, okay, now how do we help each other get to the middle? Because in my instance, I don't have that. I don't have that that opportunity for someone or a masculine person to tell me you're not doing well or this is not going okay. So what I did, I ended up going online and listening to like feminine podcasts. And that's when I was like, let me listen and also let me see what other people are doing, like people like you know, I've watched being in relationships and all that. And when I look at it, I'm like, okay, this is what I now want to stand for, you know? And I like the fact that you're picking it right from home. That's beautiful.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is.
In the same breath, I'd say some aspects of it, no.
I know,
you have to, you know, be laid back and downplay yourself and do not outshine the male. You know, I do not like that part of it. But also in the same breath, I'd say as a firstborn daughter, you'd be taught how to be independent. Yeah. I do not know. That would come in where maybe, say, the gas, we ran out of gas. Yeah. My dad would be like, you need to carry the cylinder and fix it back for yourself. Because are you going to wait for a man to yeah, or you need to fix this. Yeah. Learn to handle tools. And sometimes also, I think maybe being a firstborn, that's where the masculinity you become. Oh yeah. Now imagine being a firstborn and then now not having a masculine figure. Just imagine how the two, you're now the hyper independent you're talking about. Because then I'd be like, if I can do it, why do I need someone else to do it for me? But you need a balance. You need to have, if you're to move, I feel like you need a balance. Rather, that's what I've been learning, because there are instances where you can show up and you're showing up as a feminine person and it works for you. And we don't want to say feminine person, masculine person, but you're showing more of that. It's coming out more and it works for you. But then there are instances where you
don't want to be so feminine. In the instances you don't want to be more masculine. Context in relationships, for example, I feel like there are moments when you have to tone it down. Like you're saying, you know, dad has come home, you don't want to bombard him. I feel like that's the same thing in a homely family environment of your own. It would probably play out the same way.
Yeah, because there's this culture now on our end where it's, you know, this is how to become a woman. A proper woman in
10 steps of do your makeup.
Don't
like
look
that.
like a bum in the house. And sometimes you just want to chill. You just want to unwind.
Yes.
Because also, I think there's so many people with so many opinions. And now that we have social media, now our opinions are out there. And so when you're consuming everything and everything. This is how to be feminine. This is how to be masculine. This is how you kill. I don't think we should kill masculinity.
No.
Or now nurture femininity. I don't know. I don't think there's steps to become.
There's no ticking. There's no checklist.
Yeah.
It's
doing this feminine.
It's you. Just know how to be you and balance. It's the authenticity.
Again.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the authenticity. Like, who am I? What do I stand for? And whoever aligns to that will align.
And that works for, I want to say, and that works for you. And what works for you in the sense, who aligns, what works for you in your situation.
Yes.
And now just being you.
Because
also, now when we say the masculine woman needs to be feminine, I do believe there's men who've worked on themselves to the point they can handle a masculine woman and she'll bring out her femininity somehow, or rather they would nurture her in that way. I think there's guys who would just
agree with you.
You don't have to change.
You don't have to change or even not be you. To fit into a certain
because I'm pretty sure these men who've worked on themselves, you know, these high value men, and I'm not talking about the ones with money, the high earning. No,
high value is not money.
High value men, those ones I'm pretty sure there's ones who would take you as you are and then find some femininity in you, or rather they would work with
it. Would work, it would gel. I have someone I listen to, and if I can plug that in there, the aspect of being authentic and being you, you know, they say in this podcast and all those feminine content, 10 steps and whatnots, that you have to, I mean, they give you a checklist, but then there's this lady I follow, I won't mention her name, but you know her, my favorite, you know her. Anytime I see her, jumping on. I like what she says, that leave the whole debate of feminine, masculine. Go back inward, like we're saying, and look at sensuality and wisdom. Like, use the wisdom that God has given you to judge what's in front of you. So if it's a work situation, use wisdom. Use wisdom and spirituality. She actually says wisdom, spirituality, go back inward. That to me means go back inward and let the wisdom that you have, like you've come all the way. We are now like almost, 30s. Like we've built up some wisdom. So let's use the experiences and go back inward and be like, how does this situation make me feel naturally in the previous instant, or how does it make me feel now? If it makes you feel good, if it makes you feel bad,
you know what to do. You know how to handle that. That's true. That's very true. That's very true.
One last thing.
Okay.
If we could rewrite the rules, I think we've already said no checklist, but do you have any other thing that you could talk about? If we could rewrite the rules of feminine, masculine, what other things are you getting in your mind? What other things would you think about?
In my opinion, I'd say both can coexist.
Both can what?
Coexist.
Okay, yeah.
They can coexist.
Okay.
And I know probably previously what we've been saying is that, but I do think that they can coexist. I can be bold. I can be independent. I can be solution oriented. I can fix things. I can go at things, because I think people say masculinity, you just go at things, but the feminine, you
Lay
let
back.
it come
You
to
let
you.
it. Okay, yeah,
Let
sure.
it come to you. And I think you can be both. Like, yes, I can be bold, you know, the independence, fix things, solutions, but at the same time, I can know when to let things flow, when to be spontaneous. I don't have to be rigid and you know, this is my timetable and this is how I'm gonna do things
And
in
it's
life.
not gonna,
You know,
by 28 I have to be.
yeah. At some point, you can just let things flow, be spontaneous, be intuitive, feel everything that you're supposed to feel. You know, express yourself. You know, cater to people, nourish and nurture the people around you.
Yeah.
But do not do it to the extent now where you have to abandon self.
Yeah.
Like you keep nurturing and forget about, yes, people around you, when they listen to what you gotta say,
Yeah.
you've built them, you know, it makes them, maybe, you know, the way they say feminine energy fills you.
Yes.
And you now all of a sudden can take over the whole world.
Yes.
And I feel like now the people who point to people like that, sometimes just learn to pour it to yourself. Yeah, or even if you're not doing that, just take the advice that you give people.
Yeah. Take it and give it
to yourself and do what you're telling people.
Yeah. I feel like you do a good job on that one.
Okay.
I'll tell you what mine would be. It would be find a we our time is up. Find a sister. Find a sister friend.
Oh yeah.
Or find a girl, a feminine, okay, not feminine, I don't want to call it feminine, but find a community of women.
Oh yes.
I have a community of women, but I have a best friend as well. And I feel like there's that yin and yang that we bring to each other.
Yes.
You know?
Oh yes. Now while you're at that, because sometimes being soft-spoken, and I think not speaking up for yourself is not the same as being soft-spoken.
Yeah.
So sometimes I tend to downplay myself. I tend to, you know, it's okay, I will let them. And she's teaching me, no, you need to stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
And be bold and be confident. Like, being humble doesn't mean you're feminine.
No.
And you bring that out. And that's the yin yang.
Yeah.
At some point, I'm just agreeable. I'm not making sense. Matter of fact, that's the most silly thing I could be thinking or saying. And when she brings that character, this personality, it's like, yeah, you're actually right.
Yeah.
I need to look at things this way. This is your POV. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's the solution I need. Because sometimes you don't need to be sulking and waiting for people to come solve your problems.
Yeah. And also, it doesn't mean you have the solution yourself. Sometimes you need to get another ear.
Oh, yeah.
Not all the time, but sometimes some situations require you to get another ear. And you know what? You bring that to me, but me, it's in specific things.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how now it has changed, actually.
Oh, really?
You used to do it in relationships. Now even at work, I call you about my work problems.
Yeah.
But you know, my work problems are very masculine, very guys, but I love my job. Don't get confused. I love my job. But the thing is, sometimes it can get so damn, this is so action, this is so much, so mind-blowing. And I would ask you, and maybe it's the way you bring it out in a way that you'd listen. You're like, okay. And I'm like, okay. Most times, I barely listen. And that's the thing, again, I learned from you. I may not be getting advice from you for my situation, but it could be the way you took it and you're like, you're calm about it. It's nothing to worry about. It's not solution. It's, can you just sit on it, like calm it down, and then maybe it will work out, you know? And then also in relationships, the way it's like, I think you can calm down, you know? There's a time I've always been like, but you're like, you know, take it easy. And at that time, you're like, oh my God, I'm taking it easy, but I'm suffering, you know?
And this is the solution.
Yeah, but me on the other side, I'm like, I listen and I'm like, so now,
Yeah.
plan A, let's do this.
Yes.
Plan B,
Yeah.
nakuchorea.
Yeah.
It's like, this
Yeah.
is what you're gonna do. You're gonna put this paper together, blah, 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 blah. You know, that's how I approach, problems when people bring them to me or when you do.
Yeah.
And for you, you approach it in a very, and I get that. That balance is amazing.
Sit down, think, feel what I'm feeling, think about what's being said, and try what is my intuition telling me. And then maybe that's when I'll call her and, yo, what's the solution now?
When it gets to the solution, because I'll pick out my notebook, or I'll probably even dream about it.
One thing she tells me, because I'm slacking, you need to action, you need to execute, you need to do this and do that, and that's why you need people like her around you guys. I'm telling you.
I remember in January they was telling you action bias, execute.
This is what you need, a plan. You need to write this, because sometimes when no one's gonna save you as a woman, guys. No, that is one thing. As you grow older. So when you think you're just gonna be feminine and let things flow, and I'm gonna find a man and this man will come with a solution to all my problems. No one's gonna save you. You better save yourself. You better action. Amka, wake up. Wake up and do things for yourself.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good parting shot.
Oh, really?
That there's no one. Yeah, I like it. No one's coming to save you. And the feminine fire community needs to know that. That no one's coming to save you as a woman. By the way, did I tell you that most of the people who like rally me on are women in my DMs, in my So I think we have a good community in feminine fire, and that's a good parting shot of no one's coming to save you.
Yeah.
Be who you are. Feminine. Just because you're feminine, be who you are. Be authentic.
Yeah.
Be authentic.
Yeah.
Go for things, but also use wisdom. Go into your fields. Have a balance, like you said. Bring that balance in play.
Yeah.
I think that's what they need to take out of this. Well, if at all they missed anything, no one's coming to save you. Don't wait for that alpha man or whatever.
Yeah, you can
take
be
action.
both for yourself.
You can be both.
You can be both. There is no killing one and becoming one. Be both and be you.
Be both. Be you.
Be you. Oh yeah, that's a good.
I like that word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be both. I like it.
Be you.
God. You see why I needed you? Be both. Be
and
you.
Be you.
You guys. This is how our chats are usually like. Like she'll tell me something like, okay, let me write it down.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Be both. Be you.
Yeah, by both I just mean embrace both sides. The yin yang, the feminine, the masculine.
Yes.
The bold, the humble. Just embrace it all.
And be you.
Yeah, and be you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you
for hosting me. I thought this would be nerve-wracking, but I've been so comfortable.
How do you feel?
Yeah. You were right. It feels like one of those phone calls of
ours.
Yeah, where we just rumble, but I hope some of you got something. Even if it's just one thing.
Yeah.
One thing. Yeah. And build as a female, have a female community.
Yes.
Oh, that will nourish you. Sisterhood is the biggest blessing ever.
Yeah.
I don't know why we thought having friends and the boyfriends and
because
truly sisterhood is what makes life worth living, in my opinion.
Right?
In my opinion.
No, me too. Yes.
Yeah.
Women, oh God. If you have the right community.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because it can be poisonous.
Yeah. If you have the right women around you, you can go for it.
Genuine.
You can
authentic.
Yes, authentic.
Yeah.
You can go like you'll find yourself growing more than if you sorry to say had a man. Not to say that men are bad or anything. No, find the right one for you. But a community of women, I think it's key for any step. Yeah.
Oh yeah. In life as a woman, yes.
Yeah.
Have that community for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we we can yap.
Yeah.
You know that.
And it will probably be the same thing over
and over. Yeah. But I'm happy to have you again. Honestly,
Thank you.
I'd want to have you again and again.
Oh,
Honestly.
Oh, really?
Because I know people will love you. I know every person I've introduced you to ever, for some reason, they just connect because you have that.
It's the aura, you
vibe,
guys.
the aura. Yeah. Oh, she
aura.
has it. Yo, but msinibia best friend. Sava. Okay. She's just coming on your screen.
Literally. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for
appreciate you.
I appreciate
Oh,
you.
thank you.
I love you.
I love you too.
And I'm so proud of you.
Come on.
I'm so proud of you.
Don't make me cry.
That is the aim, but we're too slave to cry.
Yeah, and we're going out, so
yeah.
Alrighty, that's it from us today here. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe to House of Shighi. Oh shoot, subscribe to our content and follow House of Shighi content everywhere on the socials. Please look out for her. You know what she's wearing now, that's her fit. We're gonna put that up here. What I'm wearing is also from her. We'll put more and more, but go follow her, check out what she has, order, talk to her. She'll give you a good piece, and beyond that, she'll give you some good piece of advice that you need in terms of being both and being you.
Yeah.
Thank you. My name is Monica, and this is Monica. See you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.